Hi everyone, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me in today's Maniology Live. I'm Tiana, and I know oftentimes you don't get to see my face, but today I wanted to kind of kick off this live and show you that I'm more than just the hands you see every other week, teaching you all these really cool nail techniques. I know you guys are really eager to learn about, reverse stamping, and I'm so excited to show you this technique and all the tips. However, I wanted to kind of take a little bit of your time and have some real talk, because we're friends, right? No matter who you are invited and welcomed into this positive and nurturing community space that we've created that explores creativity and is built on learning and also forming friendships. Maniology, we believe that art in all forms helps to discover ourselves and solidifies what we stand for. And it encapsulates the ever-changing renewal of our unique identities. And we're all unique. I want to also reiterate that our vision is to embrace individuality within our community and to inspire each person to find their own creative self-expression. So no matter your personal style, your beliefs, or your background, I want to welcome you here to share in this creative space with us. I'm also asking that you be kind to yourself, kind to others, kind to your local community, and also kind to your social community. We're all going through our own thing, and we all have our own thoughts and feelings, and I validate that, myself included. And in the end, we're all human. So, I guess what we want to encourage you is to, whatever you're gonna do, just go forth and approach it with love, compassion, respect, and appreciation for all. Really simple. So, I just wanted to kind of send some of those positive vibes, and I hope that resonates with you all. And so let me get into the tutorial, and I'm going to switch my phone around. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. So today, reverse stamping. How exciting, right? It is kind of an advanced technique, but hopefully I should demystify it for you guys today. And here was my inspired look. I think, I was definitely inspired by the things that are going on around me, but also from our Maniology community. We've seen so many beautifully crafted manicures supporting Black Lives Matter, and I wanted to create my version that I felt very excited about. So the colors, yesterday I was, actually I created this look yesterday. I was listening to a lot of Bob Marley, so that's why the colors kind of came out the way that they did with the red, yellow, green. And, I wanted to send a message of peace and love. So, but today I'm actually going to show you guys how to do that manicure right there. Okay. I'm sorry, that design. So what is reverse stamping? Reverse stamping is a stamping technique that allows you to color in your stamp designs. Normally when you stamp it, if you choose a color, it just looks straight on like that. But with reverse stamping, you can take a design that would be in just one color. So I use this design here, and you can color it. So you can't really see the green that I put over here, but it's red, yellow, and green. And then I also stamped this love design here in the middle. And I also did some isolation as well. So there's that. Okay, so let me jump right in. So I did actually these are actually my backups of what the design is supposed to look like, just so you can kind of get an idea, because reverse stamping, you kind of have to think backwards especially if you're layering multiple colors. Now, I'm not going to get into that. I decided to do something that was easy and straightforward to understand. So, you know, there wasn't any confusion. If we want to, in a future video, we can do something that's a little bit more complicated, I guess, with the reverse stamping. But today, we're just going to do this. Okay. So I have a clean stamper here. And like always, let's just check the stamper and make sure it's the stamper head, rather, is sitting in here. Okay, looks good. And I'm going to take the straight up black design, and I'm also going to take this. This is actually from our Music City plate, and I'm going to pick up that design right there. So reverse stamping, really, you're just working on your stamper head. Okay, let's see. So this process right now is just showing you, you know, regular stamp process. There you go. Okay. You see that? Okay, just to kind of clean up the space around. Huh. Okay. So now, right now, we don't need this plate. Let me just move this on the side because I just want to focus on this. Let me open up some colors. So right here, I have Greenhouse. That's my green. I'm using Arctic Equinox, and I'm using Cherry Bomb. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of lightly open that up. Okay, thanks guys. I see your thumbs up. Okay, so without any like real rhyme or reason, you can kind of, you know, color it in whatever order you really want to and stuff. What I'm gonna do is, so here's the isolation, because that's where I'm gonna put this love with the peace sign. Sorry, let me show that. This design. So I'm actually gonna isolate. So all I'm taking is an orange stick and some Scotch tape, and I kind of just made it to the shape of the orange stick. And I'm just gonna take off that design. Sorry, let me see, can you guys see? Let me just move that around. Ooh. Okay. What are the regular times for these tutorials? So we go live every Tuesday at 1:30 Hawaii Standard Time. So yeah. But today, you know, was a little bit different. We decided to postpone it and do it on a Wednesday. Usually it would be on a Tuesday. Had to kind of remember what day it was. Okay. So now I'm just going to dab on some red here. And I'm going to use this detail brush. Okay. I'm just going to pick up some of the red, and it's a clean detail brush. Okay. And the technique here, what I like to do is actually, you don't want to gob on too much. Okay. Because you don't want to like re-wet the design. So I hope I'm staying in frame while also paying very close attention to the really skinny petals here. So you can kind of see on the inside what that's supposed to look like as I'm painting it, okay? Make sure your polish is wet as well. If it starts getting stringy because it's drying, I would say let's put more polish on, your matte surface, kind of like what I'm going to do right now. If it gets stringy and you feel like you have to gob it on, sometimes that can kind of force you to start removing some of the lines, and you don't want to do that. You want to be kind of delicate with this. So actually what I'm doing is I'm lifting my brush. I'm not really dragging the brush onto the surface because I don't want to take up any of those black lines. Okay. Okay. This takes a lot of concentration. Okay, today I am using stamping polish. You can use regular polish. You know, in some cases, I like to use stamping polish just because of how opaque it is. Okay, let me just kind of squeegee that around. I also do have my acetone here with a cotton pad, and I like to just wet the top lightly just so I can kind of clean off the brush like that. I don't know if you could see. Usually I would make like swirlies, but I don't really have too much space here to work with. So let's see. Okay, and just so I can show you, you know, what it looks like when you're painting another color, let me just add in a green here. Okay, so you see, just gobbed on some of that green, but not a huge chunk. And kind of just gonna lightly drag or dot the paint onto the design because I don't want to lift up any of the black lines for the stamped design. What can also happen too is you can actually cause smearing if I guess the line work gets too damp. And I've done that a number of times. So just take your time. And I'm encouraging you to take your time because I actually have another technique where you don't have to put this design so quickly onto your nail, and I'm going to show you that. Okay. Okay. Sometimes when you really get into reverse stamping, you can have like little dots of polish all over the place. So you see that? Another technique too, see, I have a detail brush here, but if you have a dotting tool, you could also, this technique would also work with the dotting tool if you're applying the polish. Again, kind of the same thing as like, you know, don't paint as in like paint the surface like this, but just kind of lightly drag. So I don't know if I can kind of show you what that looks like. So just kind of lightly dot and drag the polish onto the design. I have also seen people use toothpicks. You want to be careful again because, you know, the care of your stamper head, but just in general, I personally haven't used toothpicks, but I have seen a lot of tutorials where people are using that technique too. So you could also do that. Okay. And now let's paint some yellow. Sorry if I'm quiet because I'm trying to focus. And I see some of my Maniology team members in there. So I'm so happy that they're helping me answer some of your questions right now. Okay, so there. Kind of see what the design is kind of looking. Oh, I'm so sorry about that thing. Let me take out this head so you can see. So do you see it? That's what the design is going to look like. Okay. So let me know, give me some hearts if you want me to continue painting, or I'll go ahead and just quickly jump into the next part. Okay, I see hearts. Let me continue painting this design then. Okay. I think to kind of, you know, talking about what tools you're using, I think anything that works for you. If you have a detailed brush already at home, feel free to use that. So you see I'm moving the stamper head a lot. It's because I want to just fill in the polish with the, I'm just kind of filling in just the petal space so I don't have to like paint inside each one. I'm just kind of dabbing it. Okay. Let's put some more of the yellow. I just came from the dentist, and you know when they put that sucky air thing into your throat? Yeah, I nearly choked today. So that's probably the reason why I'm still coughing. My throat is just really, really dry. I had a tooth drilled today. That's not very fun. So what was I going to say? Oh, if your design that you thought of requires, you know, you're going to do this design on every single nail, then basically, you know, if you want to help speed up the process, then you would have to have multiple stamper heads in order to do this. And that way you can work, you know, while one is drying, you can be painting another decal or design. Oh, I got a little hair. Let's see. Sorry, let me just remove this hair on the brush. It's going to start making squiggly lines that I didn't want. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to paint this one last one green, and then we're going to move on to the next part. Oh gosh, stay in frame, T. Sorry about that. I was getting a little bit too close to my eyeballs and I was like, I don't think I'm in frame. Clearly I wasn't. Okay. So there you go. That's just a close-up. Then let me take this part out so you guys can clearly see what the design is starting to look like. So pretty, yay. Okay. Now, so we don't have to wait for that to dry. I'm actually gonna do the next part with an already made decal. And I won't lie, let's see how this works because I created this earlier, okay? So, what is my tip that I mentioned earlier? It's, let me, again, bad habit to just leave your polishes like that. But in this case, honestly, you probably might want to since, you know, you'll be using these colors quite frequently. But how to stick this dried decal that's been sitting on your stamper head onto your nail, and that is this sticky base coat, I'm sorry. Making up my own. So this, I already prepped my nails with just regular base coat or calcium base coat, and all I'm going to do is put this, oh, actually I didn't even paint my base color, and that's boba. Jumping ahead. So I figured maybe this might be a little bit easier for me to show you if I do it on my own nail. So the next thing I think would be a really good tip, since, you know, there will be excess around on your cuticle, is to either use cuticle tape or a mani mask. Today I'm going to use the cuticle tape because it's a lot faster. So I'm just going to take one of these guys and I'm going to put it around my cuticle. Okay. And these cuticle tapes, they're stretchy. The ones that I'm using right now are actually from our limited edition Mani by Me. And they were really cutely designed. We love the design. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So there. Don't forget to cover the top part now, okay? Oftentimes polish gets onto this part, so use the top. So there you go. Okay. So there's that. And I'm going to use Boba, which is this beautiful deep brown base color onto my nail. Make sure to cap the free edge. And we're just going to wait for that to kind of dry. Maybe I might actually be able to show you on the one that I just painted. So let's see, while we're waiting for this to dry, I'm going to see if I have any questions. Can you use just a regular base and top coat? To prep your nails, you can, but to adhere this part, I would recommend the sticky base coat. The reason for that, the sticky base coat actually does have, when it starts to dry, it's actually kind of tacky. So I want to say it kind of acts like a sticker for this to adhere to the nail. If your polish is still kind of tacky, you don't have to use the sticky base coat, but you don't want to put it on when it's wet, which I can still see a lot of shine on this nail, so it's still very, very wet. Hope I answered your question, Nicole. Is that a taco tattoo on your finger? That sure is. Let's see. How long should you let the stamper dry for? I'm assuming this, what do you call? The question is referring to once you've completed the whole coloring in process. So again, you don't really have to worry too much about the stampability and transferring it if you have the sticky base coat. This is a really good, honestly, I would recommend this particular tool to keep if you're going to do this technique, just so you don't have to be stressed about, oh, is it too wet? Is it too dry? You know, at least once you put that on, you let it dry till it gets, sorry, I shouldn't use the word dry. Wait till it gets tacky and then transfer on this design. So say for instance, it was sitting out here for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You transfer, it's going to transfer. So you don't have to worry about how long this has been sitting. Now, if we're talking days, if you're prepping this in days, that might be a different story. But let's just see what's going to happen, because earlier when I showed you this design, this is the one I did actually yesterday. I prepped it yesterday as a backup. I put the cover over it. So, you know, maybe that might help to keep it moist. I'm not sure. Well, we will see. I think this design should be kind of ready. I mean, this polish. Let's see. Okay, it's tacky, but it's not okay. I'm gonna attempt this. Let's just put a light layer of that sticky base coat. And I'll wait for that to dry. I really love that you guys give different tips on like what stores and stuff you guys pick up things. It's really cool. Okay, so let's see. Sorry if there's shaking. I'm kind of like scrolling and keeping the screen still. Oh, thank you. Got a compliment on my tattoo. How long does the sticky base coat need to dry? Let's see. Again, we want it tacky. We don't want it dry. Okay, I think it's ready. So that was what? About a minute or so? A light, thin layer. Okay. So let's do it. Yay! See that? So this was actually, and I guess because my nails and how nubby I am, a lot of the daisies, I'm only seeing the edges, but that's okay. I'm going to put my little peace message in the middle, so I don't have to really worry about that. Okay, so the next part is, if you're able to, if you have a tool that does this, oh, that part's coming off. You want to kind of take some acetone. Or actually, maybe I should just do this. I'm going to use my orange stick. Conform it to your nail here. Okay. But you want to put some acetone around the edge. And that is going to help kind of slice off the excess so it stays onto your nail, which this part is really not working for me. Okay, I don't know if you guys can kind of see that part, but it's coming away from the nail. This, I think I'm just going to have to use some acetone. So I'm just going to take my detail brush here, or you can use a cleanup brush. And kind of lightly like this, so it cuts off the excess of your design. So make sure you're not peeling up all of your design. You take that off. I won't lie, before I used to do a lot of reverse stamping. Now I really don't have the time. But I've seen some really gorgeous manicures done with reverse stamping. So I hope to one day kind of get back into it for sure. Okay, that looks okay. Let's see. Eee! Okay. I'm sure that kind of came off a lot more glamorous than what I just showed you. That manicure really doesn't show very much of the flower. I'm kind of bummed about that, but I guess I should have taken that into consideration since I have very, very, very short nails and the tips that I did it on are very nice and long. But this is real TV and I'm showing you guys how it works. So I probably made it a lot more complicated for myself by not having the right tool to clean. So this next part I'm going to use is Skin Deep, and that's what I'm going to use to pick up this love piece design. And the reason why I'm turning it around is because it's a shorter way for me to scrape to the edge. So it just kind of works out better for me. Okay. There, make sure, ooh, uh-oh. Oh, talk about real live TV. Okay, I didn't clean my stamper. Ha ha. Okay, so let's see if I'm able to pick up this design now, because I was taking so long. Note to self, that's not a good example. Okay, I'm gonna do that again because that pickup wasn't very nice. And this tool is so awesome, especially when you're doing reverse stamping, because you'll realize, especially if you're using the same design, that you'll be cleaning the plate quite a lot. So this is our pineapple cotton grabber. This thing is a godsend. So nice. Pick up the cotton. Here, I can show you guys. Pick up the cotton. Use my acetone, pump, 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 and just go ahead and clean the design. And that's without getting your nails all messed up. Whew, I just caught a huge whiff of, wow, it's really strong. Actually, I think I'm going to use a different stamper. Okay. I have a firmer stamper. Let me use that one. Okay, there you go. It's a better pickup. Okay, let me clean off that edge. And let me see if I can show you guys. See the love? Okay, see if I can stay in frame here. Stamp that design. Will it be center? So tricky doing these things on live. Yay! It made it. It's centered. So excited about that. Okay, so now the next step you would do is seal. And you would do that with your, let's see, can you see that? Smudge-free top coat. Let me go ahead and open that up. Smudge-free top coat over your design. Don't forget to cap your free edge. In normal circumstances, I would be cleaning my cuticle, but I'm not going to do that right now. So now you have this technique, and you could do it with pretty much any design you want to. So you can see over here, I painted in the peace sign. I've also seen, just with this plate alone, I've seen people paint in these triangles here in different colors that look really cool. You can paint in the music, letters in different colors. You can create, I guess, your own decal and, you know, stamp in one image and then paint like a background too. So there's endless possibilities with reverse stamping. And I hope you guys like that technique. Let me see if I have any other questions. Okay. Looks like there's questions on the sticky base coat. Again, I think I waited about a minute after putting this on. Again, thin layer, about a minute. Just lightly touch it with your finger after you've put it on. If, say for instance, you see your fingerprint, that should be good to go. So feel free to use that. And I wanted to see if it was gonna work, but I created decals yesterday. After I finished doing the decals, I painted this, I put the covers on them so it didn't get super dried out. What polish tends to do if it's really, really dried out, and say for instance, you're planning ahead of time, if you don't have a cover to kind of keep the polish moist, it'll start to crack, and then that won't work because it's not going to be the desired effect that you want to do. So yep, there you go. So you can prep in advance, just make sure you have a cover. That would be my suggestion. So if you're going to polish, cap it, which I believe all of our stampers have a cap, so you should have a cap. Okay, let's see. And if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments. We will be taking a look at them and answering the questions or your comments. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. If you have any other ideas for videos you'd like us to do for Maniology Live, also give your suggestions. We'd like to see them. I hope you guys are doing okay, and stay safe and take care. Be kind. Bye, guys.